Hello! Hi! I am back again with a video, and as I said, I'm doing a foundation tutorial. Yes! I'm really excited for that because there is no real free foundation tutorial. People just say, put it on your face, don't blend on your neck, that's it. No! I'm going to break down how blending really works, how different tools really work, what different tools do. Like we have a sponge or a brush, what they do, what is different, what are the advantages and disadvantages of both. So we're going into the video. So my last video I talked about shades, and now that you have your perfect foundation shade, we can apply it. I just applied a primer and moisturizer to my face because it's really important to prep your skin. Foundation is something that is not natural, and therefore we have to make some preparations to prepare our skin for what we put on our face. If you put the foundation onto your naked skin, it could grab onto dry patches or really soak into your face. Because your face is actually just a sponge. If you saturate your sponge before applying your foundation, it won't suck in the foundation. That is really important. And I prime my skin because the primer is kind of like a barrier between your bare skin and the foundation, so your skin doesn't really touch foundation. It's not a bad thing, but if you use foundation every single day, that might not be so good to your skin. Because there are so many ingredients in foundation that you don't even want to know. Applying your foundation is actually really easy. You just put it on your face and be sure that everything is blended in. Because you will see if it's not blended in. You yourself will see. You will see if it doesn't match your face, it's not blended down your neck, or if it's patchy. I trust you with that. You can really, everybody can apply foundation. It's really easy. So since nobody really explains how blending works, I'm going to. A little pump, I don't need more for demonstration purposes. So if you blend your foundation, either swirl it and spread it around, which I wouldn't really recommend because it makes streaks. Brushes have hairs and those hairs leave individual streaks in your foundation. But if you use a brush like I do right now, I would tap the foundation. How does your brush really blend? So in my brush, I tap into my foundation and then I tap again onto my face. See, now I have two dots, my foundation dot and my blend dot. The goal is to connect those two patches by putting another dot into it. See, now I connected it, but it's not blended because I have to do this more often. I have to create one single layer, but taking it, putting it back. The brush, how it works it takes product, soaks it up, and then if you touch your skin again, it will release the product where you touched your skin. Bam, bam. This is how blending works. Just with a sponge. The sponge takes product, soaks it up, and releases it on the next spot where you touch your tool on your face. And your goal is to make those dots seemingly connected. This is how blending actually works. Now onto the face. What does it do to my face? So I am applying my foundation onto my face. I'm picking it up on my brush and then tapping it into my skin. See, I tap here, then I tap here. Oh, now we have a patch. We have to blend it by going over it, by connecting the dot. See, it's connected. This is how you blend foundation. I sometimes, because I don't want to swirl or drag, I pull a bit so the foundation moves, but I'm still doing the tap 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 motion. Look under the eye, be careful under the eyes. Skin under the eyes, the thinnest skin on your whole body, that's why it's really delicate. It has problems going down my neck because I want it connected. And I have to really be careful to blend it here to my ear. Not onto my ear, but next to my ear after my sideburns. blend it down. I pull it down my neck, it's faster, and I just tap it all over. More foundation. Tap, 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 tap. Onto my eye, over my eyebrows, going onto my forehead. And things on my forehead lines, that's why I slightly swipe, but I'm still tapping afterwards to remove the streaky lines. Bit into my hairline, because your hairline should match to your face as well. We have perfectly applied foundation by tapping and blending, because we know how we blend. The thing is, with a brush, it gives a more, I would say, matte finish. You see, it's really matte because brush hairs, they soak up some moisture, and it gives a more, I would say, yeah, matte, really powdery finish in a way. I'm doing the same thing with my other side and a sponge. The thing with sponges, they soak up a lot of product. That's not a bad thing, that's not a good thing. Sponges do the same thing, but they're wet, therefore they give it more dewy finish because they don't soak up moisture. If you do the same thing, you just tap. Sponge soaks it up and release it on a different side. Meaning they will soak up foundation, but at the same time they will soak up every excess product you don't need on your face to have the best flawless finish, because there's no excess foundation that is not blended into your skin, because the sponge has soaked it up. But sponges don't give the same coverage as a brush because they soak up the product. You might find that the sponge tends to eat up more product to give a natural finish, a natural dewy finish, whereas a brush gives more of a matte, full coverage finish. For whatever you go for, use your weapon. And I'm just doing this for 10 minutes probably, because I like to have my face be blended into my skin. See, my sponge soaked up a lot of product, it's really brown now. My brush didn't do as much. So, side by side, my sponge soaked up so much product, and my finish on this side is more low coverage. My brush didn't soak up as much product because all the product is on my face, meaning I have a more full coverage. So now I have the perfect finish. The problem with beauty videos and whatever, Instagram, YouTube, is that those cameras and all the lighting helps a lot with concealing, covering up your skin texture. You might think, oh, you have to put on full coverage to have flawless skin because then you don't see anything, but you can't really cover up texture. If you have a pimple that's raised, you can't cover it up, you will still see it in real life. And even the best 4K cameras, they might not pick up what your eyes can pick up. Cameras are not our eyes have a very good resolution. Therefore, be careful if you watch YouTube tutorials and really try to build up your foundation. I didn't use a lot of foundation, but I have good flawless finish. And people on YouTube, they tend to have full coverage, and we don't see it on camera. We don't see it. We can tell in real life. I've never seen anyone that wore foundation that I couldn't tell that I wore foundation, because you can tell. You can tell the different texture, the second skin on your skin. It doesn't belong there, in a natural way. You know what I mean? That's why be cautious and mindful of foundation and whatever, and applying it. You can have the flawless finish, but people can tell, and you have to live with it. You can't have a foundation that's totally supernatural that you don't see. You can have things that are close to natural. Be mindful of that. And I hope my blending breakdown helped you to understand how to blend your foundation. The thing is, blending is key. Everybody says that, and that's actually the most important thing. Just keep on blending it till everything's worked into your skin. Don't stop like 2 minutes. Stop after 10-15 minutes of blending. It takes some time, but then your finish is really good. And in general, look after your skin. If your skin is good, your makeup will look good. If your skin is bad, your makeup will look a bit worse. So have a good skincare routine. Be cautious with what you eat, with what you put on your skin. And if you want to apply foundation, just keep on blending and don't forget shades. I hope this small video helped you to understand foundation blending. See you in a minute, next time. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, share it. Tschüss.